we've been talking about these different types of bias that take place, and there's certainly a lot more different types of bias. And there are certain things that we will look at that could fall into bias and not. But our goal is to get done with this chapter 8, which I think we're doing really good. We're going to feel good about this. So on page 63, says, let's see. It says, let's assume we have a new medication to help people recovering from the flu. Oh, I like this medication. I catch the flu, you give me medication, and it goes bye-bye right away. I like this medication a lot. All right. We give this medication to nearly 100 randomly selected flu sufferers and ask them if they feel any improvement. If 78 of them, so 78 out of 100, say that they do feel improvement, then can we be comfortable knowing that our new medication is working, right? Okay, so a few things. There's lots of drugs that you see, all the advertisements, but there's also lots of supplements. Agree? Now, supplements is a big industry. People want you to buy, hey, this is ground up chia pets. What's a chia pet? That's that one plant that you put the seeds on you get these different heads and you water it and it grows like some sort of alfalfa from its head. Okay, so the supplement market, I see, my days when I go to the gym, I will see an awful lot of people with some sort of powder that they put into a water container, they shake it up and they drink it. Now, I see a lot of these people, and some of them have a different shape than Stirrup has. Stirrup kind of has the dad body that is a lesser dad body than most other people. But are these supplements working? And I will ask people, hey, does this work? Oh yeah, this really helps out with the blah 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 if my muscles and the blah 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 blah. And it's like, oh really? So where'd you get your information? Of course, I'm only thinking that because this person's bigger than me, so I don't want to get into some angry person who's taking a supplement that one of the side effects is being mad at the world. So these are all things that you will come across in life. Hey, my best friend does, my best friend has, and they love this. In the older community, my age, so all of my friends have now started drinking this. They add something to their coffee each day, and it's not the hallucinogenic mushroom. It's a different type of mushroom. It's lion's what? Lion's mane. And the claim is it improves the clarity of thinking. Huh. It's like, how much does that thing align with? Oh, this bag that is good for 2 weeks is like $40. Okay. Oh, I think so much more clearly. Like, I've known some of these guys since we were 4 years old. I can tell you that majority of them, their mental cognitive thought process has never been anything incredible. So I don't think that this ground up powdered mushroom, lion's mane, that's the name of it. Yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah, okay. I like this. I like this. So there's all kinds of stuff. Okay, so do these 78 people mean they felt better out of the 100 that took this new medication for flu? Is this really valid? And it's like, well, not really. We do know that those people who have not felt better after, how do we know that those people would not have felt better a few days anyway? How do you know if those people did other things, like they rested, they drank liquids, etc., at the same time that did that make a difference? Okay. So we've all known somebody who has gotten the cold or the flu, right? And then perhaps you came across it and you had a lesser version of that cold or flu. Or you might have had a worse version. Okay? So what was really done? I mean, there's, again, you walk into the King's Supers and you have aisles upon aisles up by the pharmacy of all of these things that have all of these clarifications that will say, yes, this will make you feel better. And you're like, great. So to establish cause and effect relationship, we need an experiment. Okay, an experiment has three primary components. Replication. We need many subjects involved in our study to minimize the variability and unpredictability that have come with small sample sizes. We have randomization. We need to assign the subjects at least two different groups randomly to create two equivalent groups. Control. We need two different treatment groups to compare the two or more treatments. Okay. So we all lived through the whole COVID thing. And you got all kinds of information via social media that told you how bad this was or that was. Agree? Sure. And then you might have, if you're looking for the other stuff, hey, does that COVID vaccine really work? If you are searching for that and you're looking for the memes on that, well, your phone is going to figure out, oh, you want to know if this works. And then your friend wants to know if it doesn't work, and you're getting completely different memes based on your social media, based on if it worked or not. Okay, so here's a big thing. That COVID vaccine came out pretty quick. Agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I would imagine every one of you, if not your family members, probably know somebody who passed away of COVID. Yeah, it was scary. I mean, they're showing on the news, oh, in New York, they have a whole island. They dug up this whole island to just put bodies in, and they're throwing, the carcasses of humans in these holes in this island off of New York. Yeah. So there was a whole lot of stuff going on. Were we ever being misled, or was it really a horrible thing? Now, don't get me wrong, COVID, I mean, I've had like 7 shots, and I've also had it 3 times. And the first time I had it, they told me it was a side effect of my second vaccine. And I'm like, oh, great. And then after I had it for 2 weeks, I finally went to the doctor, and they took like a gallon of blood out. And about a day later, I get a phone call. You have COVID. I'm like, oh, great. That's why I feel like poop. Okay. So, and I would imagine some of you, if it's not you, you might probably know somebody who never ever took the COVID shot and might not have ever had COVID, as far as they claim. So, when you look at the whole process, replication, we need many subjects involved in our study to minimize variability and unpredictability that come with that small sample size. Well, we did have replication. Replication was taking place while they were all giving us the shots. We all became the social study based on this shot work. Okay, randomization. They didn't really do randomization. They just lined up hordes of people who wanted to get the vaccine. Or we're told, if you don't have the vaccine, then you have to do this. We, the teachers here at Creek, were told if we're not vaccinated, that we have to just teach online. That's what the district told us. Okay, so a lot of teachers went and got the vaccine because it's like, well, I didn't really like sitting in my dining room teaching. And I was amazed every time we had a test. Oh, my camera doesn't work. It worked yesterday. Yeah, it stopped working. And all of a sudden you see in the following day the camera works again. It's like, I'm calling, I don't think so. You know that after COVID, I actually had parents tell me is it okay if my child takes all of their tests home? They did so much better with their test at home. Really? Who's observing your child while they're taking that test? I'm like, no, they weren't cheating. Oh, okay. So what did Stirrup do? He created, he allowed cheating to take place nonstop because we call it collaboration in here, right? So I took the whole thing out of vocabulary. It's like, work with each other. Work with anything you can find online. In fact, it was funny because some of you in this period would have sent your information to my friends that I have in third period. And it'd be like, what you got there? Oh, I'm just looking this up. No, that looks exactly like the test I gave last period. It's like, Stirrup knows about that? Yeah, why wouldn't I? Why did you put a stop to it? Because I told you guys to collaborate. So you guys were just collaborating. Unfortunately, you guys didn't get the benefit from third period. Third period got the benefit from second period. And third period actually didn't do quite as well on the test as you guys. So you guys took some pictures of your stuff that were completely wrong and sent it to the people in third period, and then you changed your answer, which I thought was genius. I loved it. It made me laugh. So that's kind of the stuff. So again, COVID, yeah, we lived through it. It's still around. Is it ever going to go away? Who knows? You know, maybe now that we've gotten rid of, maybe because now we are banning certain dyes in like Jello and Kool-Aid and energy drinks, maybe everything will become perfect, right? Oh, that's good. So, but why do I have the sarcasm that I have? Well, because I want you guys to also have the sarcasm and be skeptical of things that you come across in life. Okay? You know, why does that person need this or that? Oh, this person, because, my spleen feels so much better. Can you identify in your body where your spleen is? No. Do you know what your spleen does? No. Okay. So, in our flu medication example above, we might obtain a random sample of 200 people from the population and randomly split them into two groups. The first group would take the new flu medication, and the second group would not take any medication. After the end of 3 days, we could compare flu symptoms of the two groups. All right, so this is what this kind of goes down in your paper. Yo! We are on page 63. All right. So they have 200 people. They want us on kind of the bottom third of that paper to draw out a little diagram. So we have a sample of 200 people. And if Stirrup knew how to write, he'd be much better. All right. So this is basically what they want you to do. Med, no med. All right. So these 200 random people, they all have the flu. And basically with a coin flip, they start randomly putting people into, you take medicine, you don't take medicine, and then they monitor them for 3 days and then get the results. So 3 days. What are the results? That's basically what they're doing. Okay? I don't know. Do you feel comfortable with what they're trying to do here? I mean, here's the scary thing. here's the scary thing, and this is the ethical thing as far as this goes. People can die from the flu. Agree? In fact, I had a person who I knew from kindergarten all the way through. She was a elementary school principal. She was a marathon runner. She caught the flu in January and died. And she was my age, 54. Lisa DeBar. I mean, it was just like, oh my gosh. So here's the ethical thing here. Because people can indeed die from the flu, in the medical community, if you have something that you've run a whole gamut of tests on and through your labs, if you truly feel this medication could work, all of a sudden you're breaking your group into, yeah, the lucky person gets to take the drug and the unlucky person doesn't get to take the drug. What if somebody in the non-medical group died? You as the researcher be like, oh my gosh, if I would have given them this medication, they might not have passed away. So this is a really gray area when you're doing stuff with statistics, especially when you're dealing with public health. Okay? So, says the reason this scenario allows for a cause and effect relationship is this. In theory, the two groups are equivalent in every way except in the treatments they receive. Some individuals in each group will rest. Some will not. Some will drink liquids. Some will not. Some will take vitamins. Some will not. And a large enough sample size in each group will control the variability we expect from individual to individual. It is indisputable, however, that one group is trying the new flu medication and the other is not. Therefore, any differences we see between the two groups can be attributed to treatment, flu medication, and not the other factors. Okay, so that's important to know. Of the 100 that are taking medication, some of those people might also increase their fluids. They might increase their rest. The group that is not getting the medication, they also might. So when we increase that sample size, the N goes from 200 to 2,000 to 20,000 to 200,000. There's a whole lot of things that are all in place that we have to watch out for. What did I do? I know, they're out of control. I'm gonna start. I'll give them a book of matches. They can play with matches later. All right. So an experiment requires random assignment of subjects to treatments. In some cases, experiments are not possible. If we wish to conduct a survey to see whether teachers or police officers have more stressful jobs, we have no ability to randomly assign people to their careers. If we wish to study whether there's a difference between men and women in how they struggle with social anxiety, we have no ability to randomly assign people to a gender. If we study whether people are vegetarians are healthier than non-vegetarians, we have no ability to randomly assign people to be a vegetarian or not. In these instances, we have no choice but to conduct an observational study. Studies in which we cannot randomly assign individuals to a treatment group. Okay? So, you will notice there are two different kinds of randomization that we have discussed in this chapter. They are summarized below. Random sample from a population. That allows you to select a sample that can represent the entire population in your research. This allows you to generalize your conclusion to the entire population of interest. Okay, so we were good originally for most of this school year saying if we have a sample size of 30 or larger. But now what are we starting to say? What do we need? 10%. 10% of your population. Okay, and 10% of your population is a lot. Okay, 10% of this population is not a lot. It's like 3.2. Okay, But 10% of the United States is a lot of people. Okay? So random assignment to treatment groups. This allows you to use 2 equivalent treatment groups for your research, each group receiving a different treatment. This allows you to eliminate other potential explanations for your conclusion. So again, this whole thing, the 200 people that are doing medication, there are some of those people in either of those groups that remembers that grandma said you should drink vinegar and water and that'll help with your flu. And so they might do that. Is that actually a viable treatment? I don't know, but you're going to have some people who are going to do it. Okay? You might have some people that know that if they eat oatmeal each morning if they have the flu, that's what Aunt Edna told them to do when they had the flu. Yeah. So there's all of these other things that are taking place in here. So we just need to make sure we're good. All right. So questions for me. So on Monday, which is after the weekend, we will go over we'll go over page 149 and 150 because Friday, which is tomorrow, I do have a life story that is important for seniors to hear because it's going to affect each and every one of you in some way to realize that some of the feelings that you're feeling right now are legitimate, real feelings. Cool? All right.